It was Brandon Herrera that invited me. And
he was on the show.
Then we went. Yeah, he's been on the show a few times. And I was talking to Harley leading up to. It was like right in the middle.
Brandon, come on, man!
You guys, 2 peas in a fucking pod.
That's my real name. That he's there.
What's up, boss? How are you doing, man?
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, brother.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, man.
This is awesome.
This is kind of fucking. It's bigger than we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
A lot of people came.
I didn't know there'd be food trucks and vendors. My Uber driver dropped me off like a half mile up. He's like, I'm not going any further. And so then, like, I was like, I got out and went to a little tent, like an awkward idiot. I was like, just stopped a guy in a white van, Ballistics Labs, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. Ordnance Lab.
Ordnance Lab.
And I was like, hey, can I ride with you? He's like, get on in.
Sean's a psychopath, so that makes sense.
Labs.
I was like messaging Harley leading up to it because we hung out most of the time there in the same group. And you and Harley were like having your little tiff online. Yeah, you're having your totally real fight. And I was like, oh man, I really hope Dick is going to this. That would be fun to like meet Dick for real, chill with him. But I was like, I shouldn't DM him and be like, hey, are you going to this big get together thing?
Yeah,
and if you were like, I'm not invited, but I'd be like, then I'd have to say, oh, that sucks, bro, because I do not have the clout to just invite someone to this thing.
Oh, please, everyone knows that, Taylor. You don't have to say that.
Oh,
yeah, it goes without saying.
I'm just a jester, just going there and dancing around. That shit was so fun though. You would have had fun shooting machine guns.
Nah,
shot
I don't
a Tommy gun. Shot an MP40.
Bunch of guys talking about guns. Fucking dumb. Looks stupid.
Brandon Herrera is really going to be in the U.S. House of Representatives.
I hope
it looks like it. I hope he makes it. That'd be fucking sweet.
Taylor, I want to talk about the was there like constant machine gun firing going on? Was it that kind of shoot? Was it like always going on, or
it was?
What was the deal?
Constant. Like it was like 15 big tables up near the shooting area, and there's like 8-10 feet deep of people waiting at all times to like get to their chance to shoot or like talk to someone. And there's like, I guess, custodians of these different tables who are handling like, okay, these are my guns, and like you shoot these.
Yeah.
And like I felt like a bitch when I was standing near the Barrett 50 cal. I was talking like Wendigoon and I hung out a good deal of the day, chatting, talking about life, having a good time. He's a great dude. And we were standing by the Barrett 50 cal, and I had in my head like a fucking Call of Duty retard. I was like, the Barrett 50 cal is like not that loud. It's like pretty quiet, like compared to the other one. So I bet that's not a big deal. And like, I guess it is if you're shooting it, but I was standing in like the cone of pressure where it like shoots out. Like I was standing there talking to Wendigoon and like jumped when it shot. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so much worse than I thought it would be. And like Isaiah knows a shit ton about guns. And he was like, oh yeah, like it's not that bad to shoot, but you and I are in the absolute mathematically worst place to be right now when they're shooting this. And so the guy with other than standing in front of it, and the Barrett 50 cal guy would go like, bang, 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 and like just shoot it all. And like I could feel like my organs moving a little bit from the pressure of that thing. It was like,
you didn't want to shoot that or try to finagle that somehow?
Not really. Like
Have you shot a 50 cal before?
No, I've never shot a 50 cal. And so maybe I should have taken my opportunity to, but
so you're
it was
strong
so
enough to wield it.
Loud.
That's the thing.
Yeah. If I did it, I would have held it. Like that would have been cool.
You could absolutely stand and like lean into that and dump a 10-round mag, no problem. You know, I don't know what 50 cal costs now.
That thing was sweet.
Gotta be $5 or $6 a bullet, right?
I could get it way back then for like $2, but I was getting machine gun ammo that was linked together to go through a machine gun. But it seemed like if I just wanted to buy okay rounds, it was going to be $5 anyway. Back then, I don't know. Maybe it's like plasma TVs and they've stabilized that market forever. But
they had a rocket launcher, but because it wasn't shooting like a real rocket, it was shooting like a dummy one that didn't explode. I wasn't that tempted to shoot it, so I didn't shoot that. Amir from Epic Mealtime, Harley's like cook guy, who's very cool. He was fun to hang out with. He shot it. I saw
was
Sam.
It shoulder? Yeah, was it shoulder fired? Was it in like
shoulder mounted? Green? No, it was more like tannish and like silver. It had like the one that like white parts.
It's like a tube that like expands like this.
It probably did. Yeah, it wasn't like a gigantic one. I only saw
Shoot like that.
I saw Amir shoot it, and then I saw later Sam Hyde shot it. But other than that, it didn't seem like a huge draw because it's like, it's not going to blow up. You may as well shoot one of the cool guns.
So I'm guessing it's an M72 Law trainer.
I think that is what it is.
And I had a bunch of those little rockets, but they were expensive. Like it was hard to source them. There was only one guy that I knew of that had them, and they were a couple $100 a shot. But like you said, they're not all that fun to shoot unless you hit an explosive and make it blow up, because it's just there's a little explosive in there.
Yeah.
I shot one at the horizon one time, and I thought it was going to be like a bow and arrow, how it kind of arcs out and then it lands right there, and it just fucking kept going, dude. I don't know where it went.
Maybe next year if I go back, I'll try the rocket launcher then. But it didn't look that fun.
Did they have to pay? Because that's what I'm.
No, everything was like we just showed up and shot. They had like a barbecue truck there. Also, it was fucking fun. Like it was less a gun day and more like just hanging out. Like after the first 90 minutes, I was done shooting and then it's like, all right, am I gonna like struggle to talk to Wendigoon here in the blast of the 50 cal, or should we just walk 200 yards that way and like have a real conversation without foam in our ears?
Yeah, you can't have a conversation around those things without active ear protection.
That was a ton of fun. That was so much fun. Like good get next year. I hope Dick Masterson's invited.
I don't want to go. Sound stupid.
Right.
Blow up, waiting in line, talking to guys like a sewing circle.
Have you ever been to a machine gun shoot like the Knob Creek thing? Maybe.
I have not. Dick, have you?
That's
only at like Vegas gun ranges.
Okay, so at Knob Creek, Kentucky, they have the world's biggest machine gun shoot every year, and it's, I don't know, a couple 100 yards of tables shooting downrange, and they have cars exploding downrange and shit, washing machines exploding, and all kind of targets set up, and it's every firearm known to man going at the same time, just fucking around for like 2 or 3 days. But they sell a lot of stuff. They have like an outdoor open air firearms market. So you could buy everything from like, there was an SS cap that I still regret not buying for like $800 or something. But then you can also buy like machine guns and firearms and ammo and all that shit, or at least last time I went.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely shoot machine guns again. That was fun. But it's like, I wouldn't want to do that all day.
What you want to do is go to one of those things with one of those dudes where they just go out in the field with like 3 or 4 people and shoot off a tailgate with one of those guys. That would be what's fun.
Yeah.
I have never liked those. All right, now it's your turn. Stand here, point that way. Don't pivot a bit. You'll terrify everybody. And yeah, plink it that. No, you can't tell that you're hitting it because everyone else is shooting it too. All right, you're done.
Dude, there were just as many like UFC guys and professional wrestlers as you would assume to be at an event like this. That guy, I didn't know who he was. Tim Kennedy. Do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. He's been on the show.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, he flew in on like a helicopter and just like showed up in a helicopter. And I'm like, this guy must be like fucking a really good fighter. I was there. Shit, I didn't realize we ever talked to
Did he
him.
rappel or did he just land and get out?
I think he made his money hunting imaginary Nazis in Argentina on a TV show.
He found them.
Oh,
not.
I wouldn't say that to this
in
guy's
the
face.
UFC.
He's jacked.
Yeah, he where I trained, he was like the biggest, baddest dude around. So I guess people would come and roll with him because he like had something to do with Fort Bragg, and so it goes like this. My instructor would just toy with me and do anything he wanted to happen while I rolled with my instructor is what he chose to happen. Cool. And then there was his instructor, this black belt over him. He had that experience with that guy. That black belt could somehow toy with the guy that toyed with me. And then Tim Kennedy toyed with that guy. And my instructor would talk about what it was like to roll with him. And if you've ever been full mount, you kind of stand on your knees on the guy's belly. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. This guy would sit on your belly and put his heels on the ground disrespectfully. Like he doesn't even have a good base, but you can't do anything about it because he's fucking.
I wouldn't have fought him.
He's had some. He did literally have that show that Woody described. It's exactly that. He went to Argentina looking for maybe Hitler, not just Nazis. Like
Okay.
Hitler.
I think
They thought he was going to be like 125.
Well, I don't think they expected to find him alive, but they were. I think they were trying to find him.
My name is Adolf Smith, and I am so tired.
Maybe the Nazis had like a youth formula, and he got the last dose, and he's 125 and kind of spry. And hey, the elections are coming up. All right,
I did see that in Captain America.
It could be a super serum of some
Red
kind.
Skull. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you got to
That
meet
was
Chuck
fun.
Liddell? Did you get to speak to Chuck, or did you get to hear Chuck speak? Is what I mean.
I got to say like hello to Chuck Liddell, and that was about it. Just took a quick picture with him and Harley, and then he was like back to shooting guns. And he's I don't know what I would have imagined. He's a very thick man, like a broad guy who would fuck you up if he wanted. He had the hands of someone who has punched so many things, like just those like big broad knuckles, like that have been forged on other people's jaws. Like that's what he did, right? He was a big striker, right? Wasn't a wrestler.
He actually was a wrestler.
Oh.
He that was his background before fighting, and somehow he used that wrestling base to never wrestle. People always had to look for his wrestling. Here's the deal. If you're afraid of my takedown, then you can't just defend my hands. You have to like keep your arms low and be ready for the takedown. So he would use that to his advantage and just punch people in the face all the time.
Yeah.
And he had the coolest name. He had the mohawk and the goatee, and he had those shorts.
That's what I was going to say.
Shorts.
He had these Iceman shorts, and I swear you could get a 6-year-old to draw Chuck Liddell, and by the shorts and the mohawk, like his branding was on. Sorry, and the goatee. You just knew what Chuck Liddell looked like, and he had this huge rivalry with Tito Ortiz, the Huntington Beach bad boy. Yeah. And I was a Chuck guy. I was all about Chuck, and Chuck won. He beat him twice. I don't know if he beat him twice and they fought twice, or he beat him 2 out of 3.
He had like a military put on at this event.
So he beat him twice, and then they did this awful thing like 3 years ago where they they brought this man out to fight a Tito Ortiz, who is still quite the professional athlete, and Chuck got some more concussions.
Yeah, they're about the same age chronologically.
Is he taller than you, Taylor? Like, it's hard to tell from angles because Harley almost looks less gigantic.
Harley was squatting down, but Chuck and I were like the same height. I was on a little decline.
You look like you're about his size. You look stronger than him, way stronger.
He would beat the shit out of me. That fight would end when he tired.
Didn't Chuck fight it like? Didn't Chuck fight light heavyweight? Wasn't he light heavyweight?
Yeah, he
light
was
heavyweight.
205.
That's 205.
Yeah. Cut to.
What the? Was there not a 180 back then?
For Chuck?
What I'm saying is like I don't know. That man looks like
there was a 185. Rich Franklin was the champ at the time.
He couldn't make 185, I guess, Chuck.
I think he was too big.
Yeah. But that was fun. That guy Goldberg, I never watched professional wrestling, but he's way bigger than I imagined he would be. That guy's fucking enormous.
Like, was he the biggest person there?
He and Harley were probably the 2 largest people there, but like Harley like is lean. He's in good shape. Like he's not heavy at all. Like
I think my money would be on Goldberg though.
Oh, Goldberg, yeah, would fuck Harley's ass up. Which, like, shout out Harley. I know, Dick, you and him are having a beef.
Having a big fight.
He was so much fucking fun to hang out with. Like, spent
Are you
most
and Harley
of the
having
weekend.
an actual beef?
No.
Okay.
We'll see. That depends on Harley. That depends on what he has to say about Maddox's 3-hour documentary / hit piece on me.
It's a piece of genius.
Oh, well, he's right then. If that's his opinion.
I'm just trying to be. I want to fight.
Have you seen?
Woody wants drama. Woody's like, Dick, hate me. I want some on my beef. It's been too long. Shake the rust off. Get back in the fight.